yeah, I just thought I'd share this with the group. When I had my asthma flare-up, which is pretty much cleared up, by the way, thank God, I did a lateral flow test to make sure that it was asthma and not corona time, and I called it a las-flas. And you don't need to hate on me for that, because I already hate myself enough. Hello, I'm Florentina Faconti and welcome to another new release review. Today I'm talking about the new Marvel film from Sony, Venom, There Be Carnage. Before I start, make sure you've clicked on that subscribe button, and for any updates about my channel, make sure you're following my Facebook page or my Instagram at Florentina Faconti. There Be Carnage is the sequel to the 2018 film Venom, starring Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock, a journalist that gets taken over by a symbiotic alien parasite who has taken a liking to Earth and wants to protect it. In this sequel, Eddie interviews serial killer Cletus Cassidy, played by Woody Harrelson, who himself becomes the host of his own symbiote, Carnage. And that's about it, to be honest. That's the whole film. I mean, there's some side plots and embellishments, but that's basically the entire story. At about an hour and a half long, some people are saying that the film isn't long enough. And I both agree and disagree. I'm not the kind of person that's fussed about how short a film is. As long as the storytelling is good, then I'm happy. It is a good length for the plot that it does tell. And if it was dragged out longer, then it would be incredibly boring. That being said, I do wish that there was more story. So if in turn that makes it a longer film, then yeah, great, whatever. In that respect, I will say that even though I think both of them are kind of on par with each other, story-wise, the first one is better. It had more layers and it just had a little bit more going on than the sequel. But it did really drag at times for me. So if they combined the amount of story in the first one and then the pacing of the second one, it would have made for more interesting films. However, I'm just talking about the sequel today, and the performances in it were really good for the script that they had. I thought Tom Hardy did a pretty good job. I mean, this isn't the best character that he's played. I've seen him do a lot better in other films and TV shows. But I still thought he was quite good and he kept me interested. I especially love the scenes where he's talking to Venom inside his head, because from his facial expressions and his reactions, you're getting both sides of the conversation and it just feels a lot more believable. Woody Harrelson as Cletus was quite good too. Again, not the best thing I've seen him do, but that feels pretty common with a lot of the actors in these Venom films. And it's not their fault. I just think that a combination of writing and directing, they're not using the actors to their full capabilities, but they're giving a good enough performance. I found his demeanour as the serial killer when he was in prison and in his cell so engaging. And I personally thought that he lost it a little bit once he was out. It did kind of feel like two different characters, and that might be because of Carnage's influence. I don't know, I just feel like there was a chunk missing from his character arc that just felt so disjointed. I just wanted more from it. And let's just talk about Stephen Graham for a minute. He is a phenomenal actor and I loved what he was doing as the detective. And again, they didn't use him enough. That's an absolute crime, putting Stephen Graham in a film and not using him to his full capability. That character was very much involved in the plot, and I just feel like we didn't get enough of him. I just wanted to see more of him really involved in it, but he just felt like a side character. I think if they focused less on making it funny and more on the character development and using their actors, it would have made for a better film. I'm not saying don't include funny moments, because there were times where the comedy did work, but I feel like they were trying too hard to make it a dark comedy and trying to mimic what Fox had done with Deadpool. Overall, I did enjoy this film. It wasn't great and it definitely could have been better, but it wasn't awful by any means. It was a fun cinema experience and I'm probably going to watch it again. I know some people aren't bothered about seeing this film because they either didn't like the first one or they've heard bad things about the second one. But if you're not going to see this film, you need to watch the post-credits scene, because it's important. It doesn't really have much to do with the film's plot, to be honest. If you just watch the trailer, then you'll know what's gone on. but it gives you a glimpse into what is in store for Venom in the future. And I'm going to move on to talk about that post-credit scene now. So if you don't want it ruined for you, then turn off now. And if you haven't seen it already, go check out Venom Let There Be Carnage in cinemas. After seeing the trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home, which was actually played before this film, and it was the first time that I'd seen it in the cinema, so I was so excited. And seeing that Doc Ock and Green Goblin were coming back, I kind of wanted Venom to be in it as well, like Tom Hardy's Venom, not Topher Grace's. And the post-credit scene showed what seemed to be Venom travelling from the Sony verse to the MCU. Seeing Tom Holland's Spider-Man on the TV being painted as a bad guy, and we all know Venom likes to eat bad guys, so I don't really know what that's going to do for the plot, what it's going to mean, but I'm super duper excited for it. And now we've got Tom Hardy in the MCU, so we've got a collection of Tom H's to go with the existing collection of Chris's. I'm not paying attention to rumours for this film. I know there's a lot of things going round, but I don't want to get excited about stuff that isn't there. But the more things that are actually getting confirmed, I'm getting more and more excited for December. So yeah, if you've seen Venom Let There Be Carnage, or you've just seen the post-credit scene, then let me know what you thought. Thanks for watching. Give it a like if you liked it. Subscribe if you want more of this. But as always, stay safe and look after yourselves. Bye.